Has not been finding a lot of success. This is closer, of course.
Please just do it. Just do it, Bulldog.
It's going to be Victor.
He's been playing so much.
It's going to be Victor Atlas. I want it to be Acel.
I know. He's having a bit of a giggle.
That's not the face of someone. That's the face of someone who's going to love Victor.
No, that's the face of someone coming to terms with the fact that he's going to play Aurelion Sol on stage for the first time here in the LCK. That's what he's going to do. There it is! We knew it!
I had to unjinx it.
Yeah, no, you nailed it. You nailed it. I committed way too hard, mainly because I was super excited. Okay, fair bit of peel for the Aurelion Sol on the other side. I'm interested to see whether it's going to work. Stop under the rip, game one.
Larger than life, as, of course it was Fly.
Every time, I'm reminded of Fly. Every day.
You're reminded of him.
Where did he go? Where is Fly? Oh, man.
Feeling pretty good about that.
Yep, I think Quandong Freak's probably hoping for the least relevant Sol possible, as that's a flash forward from Moham. Kyle getting hard engaged on here as the hook goes wide yet again. And it looks like Liv Sandbox is going to be absolutely fine in this one. Young Jay going to turn up, but that hook missed. Therefore, nothing is an issue here for Liv Sandbox. It's more and more stacks, more and more Stardust, more and more gradual disintegration, or whatever it is. As Moham's going to dive forward, does interrupt the culling, but the tidal wave is good. There's the Chains of Corruption. Moham's going to go down, though. And Taeyun looking to chase this one down. Can he actually get anything back is the question. The answer is absolutely not, as Will is going to walk his way in. And the flash forward was optimistic at best.
Whew. I'm glad we got that out of the way.
Yeah, me too. As Envy, Tycole's blessing, as now Young Jay's going to move down. Now the depth charges come in, but Will is in position. The three-man Cyclone is massive as Taeyun's going to get knocked up yet again. The kick is decent for disengage as Taeyun's trying to stand his ground. Can they get any of the kills, though, is the question. As the Astral Flight comes in and he's straight on top of a bubble. Oh, no. He puts down a Singularity, though. It's going to slow things.
Yeah. So, somewhat of an upside. Well, that upside is... did not actually come to fruition.
All right, Hook is going to connect this time. Chains of Corruption come down as well through the cleanse. Flash does come through as well.
Then the game becomes excruciatingly hard, particularly.
All right, Young Jay. See what we can do here as Moham's going to get knocked up. That's a bigger ultimate this time around, but the tidal wave, that's not the surfing trip that Moham wanted to go on, as he's going to get some stuns, but he's still dead. Will is going to lock down that kill. We have it now, fully upgraded to 200 stacks. Which is not fully upgraded. But, you know, starting to do some work. 215 now.
Ultimate is ready.
Yeah.
And we do see Sandbox really respecting. There is teleport available for closer here.
If they manage to actually get this, it is huge for buying time for Quandong Freaks. The Liv Sandbox not wanting to give this one up. That is a great counter-strike as in goes the ulti from the Dragon. The fight is on now as Dudu's trying to do the best he can, but the Dragon's already dead. Young Jay has to get out of there. Taeyun's flashing, and Quandong Freaks, they do manage to get the Dragon. That's it. And Liv Sandbox win the fight.
But there is no soul point, and they give up only 2 kill. Oh, hold up.
Well, maybe more kill. Oh, well, Envy gonna get snagged by the Q there as Taeyun does a lot of damage. Young Jay lands the Q as well.
It's a big win.
Yeah.
Ideally, Dudu would be forced to teleport. We'll see whether that is going to come.
Closer. He's gonna throw the depth charge out. There's the culling, and they just stand their ground. Moham gonna flash and is going to survive for now, but Envy just dives after him with his Gale Force. Really nicely done. And now Liv Sandbox get themselves back onto the Baron. They should be able to take this one out. Oh, no opportunity whatsoever. Bertle's now going to start this fight as Dudu at least manages to turn up, but the bubble is just too good onto this Varus as now Bulldog's going to have to astrally fly away. And yeah, Willa is going to finish off his opposite number. The Dragon floating majestically, but towards a defeat by the looks in this game.
But the earlier ones definitely.
We got fights all over the place right now.
Yeah.
As Dudu trying to deal with Closer, who really wants Young Jay. Moham's going to die yet again. So we're going to see whether the Cassante can keep himself alive. Bulldog making his way back into this one. Almost has his ulti back alive as there was the drive-by Breath of Light. As Closer taking a bit of damage. Q is going to be found here by Dudu as another bubble is beautiful onto this Dragon. And yeah, not going to have enough wave clear against this Baron as Envy's just diving forward. There's the Falling Star. Dudu desperately trying to defend these Nexus turrets. We'll see whether this can be the final stand for Quandong Freaks. Can you find anything here? Or will Liv Sandbox be able to take them down? Bertle is going to die. That is 1 kill going over to the Dragon. I don't know whether that's going to be enough to get them in here, as ultis are flying in left, right, and center. The singularity is good as Closer is just disintegrating. Like to see that. All right, he's breathing. He's continuing to breathe, doing stuff. As into the backline goes Willa and Kwangdong Freaks. Remember the scaling, Chronicler. That's a few kills. That's an ace. Their base is basically dead. Okay, well, YongJ might be dead. He's going to get a kick. That is a nice chain there from Closer, and he's going to kick as well. YongJ, no real options here. Does manage to safeguard, but Bertle does have a leap strike. And yeah, the battle between the minions and Kwangdong Freaks also not necessarily going fantastic here. Some more waves are going to spawn. And Bulldog does have the ulti back available. He does have it up. Does have it ready to go. But there is a naked Nexus, and Kwangdong Freaks dealing with all of these supers. It is getting really, really difficult. I just don't think it's going to be enough here. As Closer with a depth charge, let's see what they can actually find. Tidal Wave does come in, depth charge down on top of the Dragon. He's gonna flash. The Nexus can just be taken down whenever Liv Sandbox would like, and that is going to be right now. They will take game number 1. Kwangdong Freaks, they tried out the Aurelion Soul. Didn't quite work.
Sandbox came in here today, and anything shy of a victory would have been a bit of a disappointment, and this is just game 1. But in this game 1, they didn't just get a victory, they dominated.
But I still don't think that you're going to be able to put any pressure on yourself.
Oh, and, don't do that. I would love to see a Rumble. Rumble Rupert would be great.
I think that
that's a throwback.
Picking a lot of dashes into Taliyah, I mean, it's actually kind of fine, right? Because if you run over rocks with your first one, you've got a backup couple around Kwangdong, and I have to make sure that these fundamentals are in line. So we hop onto the Rift here for game number 2. But there is all-in potential, as Moham's going to dive on forward. Okay, let's see what we can make happen here. Feathers are out, and the heal does have to be used. Heal in trade for the Ignite.
Yeah, I want to highlight that Envy has also gone for Cleanse here, which feels not amazing. Cleanse obviously can go for the cleanse on the taunt, you can go for the cleanse on the feathers, but that's pretty much it. That could have been an angle as well, but wants to hold on to it.
Yeah.
As
another Grand Entrance going to be used as YongJ moving on over. Gleaming Quill also connecting. As Kyle, is he going to get flashed on here is the question. The flash comes out from Kyle himself, and Taeyun holds on to his. This is great laning from the Kwangdong Freaks bottom lane. Really rallying after a difficult game 1. Bit of extra power with the availability of that one. Is nice work holding on to the counter-strike there, but Dudu's still able to trade quite nicely. And all right, here it is. Grand Challenge has been issued. Does have a few extra quadrants to take into account.
As might have a straight-up fight here. Wheeler not 6 yet, crucially.
Yeah, Jay finds the Q, actually dives towards both Willer and Kyle because they know that Bulldog is going to be here. Seismic shove. Can it actually find the mark is the question as they look to try and turn it. But they just push the monkey right back into their open arms as Closer's dashing around. Manages to pick up one with the Spirit Rush and is now looking for more. Extendo Beam does a bunch of work as Envy is now diving into the fray. Taeyun pulls back the feathers but goes straight into the Death Chamber instead. And Kwangdong Freaks, they lose out on the trade.
Are already going to be down. As Closer comes in, and let's not forget, Closer was one of our best Aris that we had last year as well. So really nice job skirting around the fight. Taliyah cooldown at this point in time still quite long. And as a result, we do see that he goes down. If he hit that, maybe they could have gotten Moham there as well, but still going to be an amazing trade. That was pre-back as well. He was sitting on 1,500 gold. Could have been even worse for Kwangdong.
Yeah.
And that next fight going to be big if Kwangdong pick up a little bit of extra tankiness. Can be quite good.
There's a kick flash. His Grand Entrance is going to block one of the Spirit Rushes. He flashes away. Can he actually keep himself alive? The flash with the quickness as Moham is getting worked on, but they can't actually finish anyone off. Envy is now looking to skate into this battle, but no, he holds off. Bertle comes back down again. Doesn't want to get caught out of position as Kyle and Will are in position. 3v3. Coming on in, Q does land from YongJ. Not pulling the trigger right now, Willa might, but he's just going to Warrior Trickster as we've got a battle towards his top side as well. Grand Challenge has been issued. Teleport from Liv Sandbox though, as that is a defensive attempt from Moham, but it is actually going to be the end of him regardless. As the Ari comes through, grabs her second kill.
Or try to, but I don't think Kwangdong are biting.
Well, let's see whether Willa does make his way over. He does, but Youngjae is still going to be able to secure it. Cyclone comes in as Youngjae picks up the eye, and now they just take down the Jax. Bulldog secures his first kill of the game. And this is the Kwangdong Freaks we wanted to see in game number 1, but it's not too late if they show up here for game number 2.
Nicely done. Good extension there. Herald immediately going to get dropped top, and Sandbox really on the back foot.
Oh, Q connects onto Kyle, but they look to try and escape. Oh, it's so cute, the little leapfrog, but still going to get caught out. Polymorph comes in. There is the seismic shove just to try and zone them away. It's Youngjae keeping himself alive, but the Orb of Deception, and as well as Envy's ultimate, is going to be able to lock him up. There's the flash from Bulldog, but I think Envy's still going to be able to get in there. Doesn't die to the turret. Willa takes a bit of damage.
They have a Jax. Like, there's a ton of fighting power, but...
Oh, Envy's just ulting onto Taeyeon here. Doesn't get the Feather Storm out just yet, but does get the heal as now Youngjae is fighting against Willa, who just gets over the wall and looks to try and taxi towards the rest of Kwangdong Freaks. Quickness used defensively here from Moham.
Making subpar calls collectively can get you one game away from
I mean, a bad decision that everyone follows is better than a good decision.
And they lost against the world champion, so
yeah,
it's gonna be mad at them.
That's true. Weaver's Wall comes in to try and block them away from this Drake as now Bertle, he dives forward. They do manage to get the knock up onto Taeyeon, but he pulls the feathers out, and the Blade Caller is good. Still, Bertle's going to be able to take him down. The Fiora gets rid of the monkey, but still Liv Sandbox are all over this fight. Bulldog trying to do the best that he can as Moham is running for the hills, and Bertle is just on a mission. He really wants to take them down, but Bulldog is skating and doing so quite nicely, as it's just being a little bit of a nuisance. The Drake is going to be secured, and there it is. The last leap strike comes in, and Liv Sandbox finish them off. Kwangdong Freaks was a decent idea, but just not enough in the end right now. And now 3,000 gold in the lead as they're looking to not waste any time here. Quickness comes in, Grand Entrance is not great. Moham's going to have to back away. That is a big cooldown that they would like to be using here as Taeyeon gets a decent Blade Caller onto Closer. Seismic Shove pulls him back, and the Grand Entrance is going to get out the Zhonya's at least for now. And Closer does eventually go down. There is an aggressive Feather Storm as Envy, oh, the flick is not going to connect, and now Youngjae's going to be taken down. It was so close, Kwangdong Freaks, but not quite enough.
And if Duda would have been there...
For Kwangdong Freaks here, being able to get that crucial cooldown and not having that one back off cooldown here. As, all right, there's a Cyclone towards the backline. Kick out from Willa, but he's still going to be able to get another knock up. As Envy is just fighting against Moham. Moham should die, but can they get any more is the question.
Making her way over.
Yeah. Bertle's going in aggressively here.
It's 1v2.
Yeah, Bulldog is going to have to back away. Closer's going to turn up, and it actually works out beautifully here for Sandbox. The Baron also goes down, by the way, guys. And this was a huge trade down for Kwangdong Freaks.
Get enough autos. Oh, the collapse. But wait, who's collapsing?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to find out. As Moham and Youngjae are pretty mobile, as Envy is going to find... Oh, man, Moham just pops like a balloon.
Like, there is no way. You can't win the 4v4. So all Bertle needs to do is stay alive.
Is just going to look for Taeyeon here. Does get the Feather Storm out very early on in this one. There's the charm connecting onto the Lee Sin, who has no real options. Feather's going to get pulled back as Envy is just chasing after Taeyeon. Bulldog throwing so many shards of ice into this guy. As now, there's the quickness. Envy may have overextended as there's a seismic shove. He goes golden for the moment as Kyle desperately wants to keep him alive. The shield comes in and Envy's trying to fight it out. That was so heroic from Kyle, but they're inside the enemy base, and it's like maybe a little bit too much.
I don't think the fish had a lot of life left in them.
Well, here's another Cyclone as Willa is going to get challenged. See whether he accepts it. As Bertle is going to flash out of this one. Bulldog, can you find the seismic shove? It's very important. He misses it, but still, they're chasing after him. Sterix is going to get popped. Moham running pretty quickly. And Taeyeon realizing that he's not going to be able to catch up. Youngjae's going to move in. There's a seismic shove. And Bertle's going to be taken out. Youngjae, I believe, just kicked him in the back of the head. He absolutely did. All right, Jonas Strong shows us that
risky.
Can Youngjae get a ward in there is the question. He dives over. He's not able to take the Baron. It's taken by Lulu for some reason. Closer's going to go down. Youngjae lands yet another Q, but look at this. They're all in the back of this pit getting mown down by Bulldog. My goodness.
Then the fish is caught.
Yeah, the fish is on.
Yeah, okay, so there is no line snapping, Atlas.
Well, that's true, actually, yeah. If that happens, then we've got a forfeit. Oh! There's a kick immediately into the Grand Entrance, and they pop the Ari. Youngjae may still fall down, and Envy is still very dangerous, but they'll take the pick, and that is going to buy them so much time.
Also,
very, very close. Now, Quantum Freaks are going to start off this Dragon.
Look at their poke.
Yeah, this Talia is doing so much damage, but in goes the Cyclone. Willa trying to be the hero. His GA gets popped basically immediately as Moham is buying a lot of space, but Envy skates. What the heck? He goes so far. And they get themselves out of there. Liv Sandbox, they are limping out of this fight. And Taeyun says, thank you very much. That is a triple kill for the Xayah. And Bulldog, he's still alive. Bertle, he cannot walk up. These ice shards are doing so much from this threaded volley. They'll take the Cloud Soul and maybe even turn it into a Baron as Bulldog, he sets up the wall.
Sure. If Envy doesn't misjudge the angle on that wall, I think they can win. So Wheeler has GA, and you need to fight. Like, you can't keep waiting here. So this is a great initial setup, but the defensive flashes are there. And then truly believe, like, watch Closer's health. That was full health.
Yeah.
If Envy doesn't misjudge this and kills Bulldog and Youngjae here, like, if he has a slightly different angle, they win that fight. Like, he two-taps everyone at this point in time.
Driving as well is like a bit weird, especially if you're driving a match. Not really good. It's Envy just going to stand his ground, but he's taking a lot of damage immediately. Once again, Closer is going to be taken out, and now Envy trying to stay alive. Taeyun is just a raid boss, though. He's a turret, but he is going to get wiped out very, very quickly, and there he goes. Bertle securing the kill, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And top of the morning to you, Dudu. You can walk down mid lane and win this game.
The fish has done it, Atlas!
The fish pulled the man out of the boat! He would not get fished up today!
The fisherman drowned at the bottom of the ocean! Kwangdong gonna bring us to a game number 3!
This is the classic Liv Sandbox way! They do not play League of Legends unless it is 3 games in a best of 3. Taeyun playing it out beautifully, but Bulldog, man, this Talia looked so good. A little bit of gold advantage towards the end. And as we can see, it was the last 20 minutes of that game.
Yeah, that's
in fact, I think that they shouldn't even have Ahri on the draft graphic. They should just have a red box. That's what I think.
The red box of shame.
It should just be a red box. They certainly will. Top under the rift here for game number 3. Everything we're real psyched about. As Bertle's going to ult. Dudu does still have the explosive cast, so he shouldn't die. Still Bertle having a good time. In fact, Dudu actually playing pretty aggressively. Has Bulldog moving up here, as we can see. See whether this dive can actually come into effect, because now Bertle does have flash and will have access to the counter-strike. Can he actually outplay this is the question, as Bulldog tanks up the wave. And there's the counter-strike. All right, Bulldog, can you stay alive is the question. The answer is absolutely. He's got a few. Oh, okay, never mind. Oh, the cask! It's too good! Orbit Deception comes in, and that accelerated Shock Blast is not going to catch him.
In terms of setup here, they don't have KL his Rylai's yet, so there's a ton of questions that need to be answered.
Well, Youngjae's also going to be able to find Kyle, gets the wild growth. There's the flash immediately afterwards, and Youngjae's just going to cyclone him to death. Envy now also in potentially a tough spot, but does manage to at least land the Chains of Corruption. That's going to convince Youngjae to exit. Taeyun comes down. But yeah, I've played some video games as well. Bulldog going to be able to collect this outer turret towards this bottom side. And Dudu, special delivery onto Bertle, who has to flash. Dudu's Gragas, kind of great.
Feels like Kwangdong are cruising towards a very easy victory.
Yeah, looking real good as they look to siege. This outer turret, there is the cask. It's going to land that time. Oh, the bouncy castle is just ridiculous.
He still burps a lot for a gentleman. Atlas says, oh, here he comes.
Yeah, let's see what Dudu can find. Throws the cask in once again. The Everfrost value is massive as Envy once again denied. League of Legends not allowed. Not in game number 3. Quantum Freaks collect another prize. And Liv Sandbox, their composition, it just cannot do what it wants just yet. As another sandcastle will deny Bertle. Liv Sandbox, no. You're not allowed to contest this Drake. This one is going to Quantum Freaks. A Zeri into a Varus.
Well,
like, this is just after the mid game, basically.
Yeah, because they've had full control.
Yeah.
Right? Like, Youngjae and Dudu have done such a good job at spreading their influence.
Well, Everfrost not going to quite find the value, but that split was just beautiful. Twisted Advance is going to try and save the Maokai. He gets his ult off, but it does not matter. Youngjae going to look for Kyle here. Gets another spin, and that's the double. as he just launches himself into the backline. Kwangdong Freaks are looking to break down this inner turret as well. And I need to apologize to the Deskers. They were saying that Live Sandbox collapse may have already happened, and I think they were absolutely right. He will be all right for the minute. As Youngjae going to get Brambley smashed away, and now the Wukong does need to be a little careful. The Cat is going to come through. The Charm connects on Envy again! And he just, what is that, the third pickoff is Taeyun. He's going to get Wild Growth. Can they actually lock him down? He picks up the kill under the tree. Doesn't survive, but still into the backline goes the Gragas. Yep, gets another body slam. There's the polymorph. And at least they take down the Lulu, but top of the morning to you, Dudu. They will be able to take out this inhibitor turret, and Kwangdong Freaks, they may just win the game right here.
Think they can push 20 seconds? They have a wave?
This is an absolute shellacking. I know it's 29.5 minutes, but I think it's still relevant. This Kwangdong Freaks is not the same team that was in game one. It's not the same team that we've been seeing lose game after game. Now up against Live Sandbox, another team in playoff contention. They sub Moham in, a doozy of a game one, and then beautiful the next two.
I wanted the win moment.
We don't get it, not this time around. Maybe we can get that on mic check a little bit later on. Dudu, the most damage in the game by a massive margin.
Thank you very much, guys. You're here for the PUG interview joined by Bulldog and Youngjae from Kwangdong Freaks. Congratulations, guys. The fans are super happy to see you guys on stage. Indeed, this was a win to break the 5-match losing streak, sorry. And also, you guys were also on a very long game losing streak as well. And at the end of the game 3, Moham bursted into tears. Today must be a really fantastic day for you guys. How do you feel, Bulldog? This is just pure happiness for me right now. I hope we can keep this mood going. What about you, Youngjae? Yeah, we were on a 5-match losing streak, but still, in scrims, we were performing quite well. So we were like, we're not supposed to lose like this. So I'm so happy that we finally got this win in the LCK after a long losing streak. I mean, a lot of people actually did criticize the fact that even though Kwangdong Freaks is so good performance-wise, you guys just cannot close out the game on your side. And finally, you guys were able to pull it off. And at the end of the series, yeah, Moham, he was crying the tears of joy. So what exactly happened? So I was just like wrapping up, you know, packing my bag, and he was just crying. So I was like, whoa. I mean, like, you know, I'm sorry to say this, but it was a little bit funny. Yeah, I could see the Kwangdong Freaks players actually peeking on him on their way outside of the stage. So Youngjae, I mean, I can tell you guys are struggling a lot throughout the losing streak, but your performance did kind of stood out because, you know, despite the losses, you were actually displaying a great gameplay. And CV Max also mentioned that this is a huge slump for all the Kwangdong Freaks players. So how did you manage to overcome this? You know, there were a lot of issues, you know, communication-wise and also performance on stage. You know, we still had some stage jitters, so we tried our best to get along with each other better, you know, having a lot of talks, and we even had like late-night snack together to have more conversation in general. Any message over to CV Max? Hello, CV Max, I love you. I wonder how CV Max feels right now. So Bulldog, let's get back to game number 1. Bulldog, you were the first players to unlock ASOL in the LCK this season. Tell us how it made its appearance today. Whenever I play ASOL in scrims, I was undefeatable. So, you know, I was pretty confident in that pick. And you know, it was also pretty viable, but sadly enough, I lost. So yeah, that's it. However, you know, we might get another chance in the future here at the LCK. Looking forward to see some ASOL montage moments on stage. But however, despite the game number 1 loss, you guys were able to actually get the game to win, especially with your Talia. You were playing up against Ari. I think Ari, the champion itself, is pretty good right now. But I think it's pretty good. Ari is pretty good, confirmed by Bulldog. And I guess that's why you played Ari in Game 3, but we'll get back to that later. So, after losing Game number 1, you guys actually stepped it up so much. You guys played better in Game 2 and even better in Game 3. How did that happen? I mean, Game number 1 was over since the laning phase, so as long as we actually can get through lane, we can actually win the series. And that is exactly what happened in Game 2 and 3. Game 2 was so long, and in the end, you guys are able to get the win. I think all 5 players performed their best. And Bulldog, you know, even though you won the POG, it was actually a tight vote for you and Taeyun. And Bulldog, you managed to win more casting votes to tiebreakers. Who do you think deserved the POG Game 2? Obviously me, you know? There is no need for the second thought. I wonder Taeyun is also watching this POG interview in the backstage. And then Game 3, it was you playing Ari on the mid lane. With this new patch, you know, a lot of people say Ari got buffed a lot. How was Ari today? Just like I said, I think it's pretty decent. It's alright. I mean, the patches was not that significant, but still, you know, it did its work, so it's pretty good.
너무 괜찮은 챔피언이었는데 더 좋아졌다 이렇게 말씀해 주신 것 같은데 아리까지 이렇게 3세트에 꺼내게 되면서 이번 스프링에만 14개의 챔피언을 활용하게
Bulldog, so far this season you played 14 unique picks. You know, you are flexing on your deep champion pool. How are you able to pull this off? Well, I cannot really say it's my confidence. I just get to play the champions that is just like the best for the given situation, you know. Sometimes you just have to play that champion considering the circumstances around it. And Youngjae, you won PUG in Game 3 and you were just ganking all the lanes early on. You were ganking mid and then top and then bottom. You were helping out your laners. Tell us about your early jungle path. Well, I didn't really have any specific plan set up. I just wanted to go with the flow. Did the laner ask for your help, or did you just decide it on your end? When they're actually having the priority, they are the one making calls for ganks, but when they're actually having some hard time, I'm the one actually like ganking to give them help. So game number 1, Kwangdong Freaks, the bottom duo, was not having the best time. However, as we headed to the later games, actually, you guys, the bottom duo was able to perform even better. I mean, they are supposed to do so, you know? That's the way they should play, but I guess like they did great job in game 2 and 3 because they, you know, do a decent job in scrims. It's a bummer that they were not able to showcase their full potential on stage. I'm happy to see all the players having a lot of fun today, and we have so many Kwangdong Freaks players family out here at Lowell Park showing a great support. And Bulldog, especially, you're getting the family buff every time you play here at the LCK. Anything you want to say to your family? Thank you for showing up to support me. And you know, whenever I was losing, just a moment, please. You know, every time after a loss, you know, I was not kind enough to my family, so I'm really sorry about that, and I always really appreciate your support and love. Boom, I'm super happy watching his son winning the PUG and winning the series today. Thank you for, you know, coming to support us, and I will repeat another win in the next game. And I'm sorry we lost so many games in the past.
굉장히 좋으시거든요. 엄청 뿌듯하고 흐뭇하게 바라봐 주시는 것 같습니다. 자, 이렇게 광동 프릭스 플레이오프 진출은 아쉽게 좌절이 됐지만
well, sad to say that Kwangdong Freaks is no longer in the playoff contention, but you guys managed to showcase a great performance today. We have 4 more matches to play in this regular season, and your next opponent will be Nongsin Red Force. How are we going to prepare for that one? I don't, want to focus on who our next opponent is. I want to focus on our own performance in order to get the win. And Youngjae? I mean, still, we kind of underperformed today. So next time up against Nongsin Red Force, we're going to pull off some flawless performance. And this will be the end of the interview from Bulldog Youngjae from Kwangdong Freaks, and back to the space. Thank you.